this long heritage of DJing, of nightclubs, of house parties, of raves, of warehouse parties. The fact that the Dutch produce a lot of ecstasy, like all these things formed a very strong underlayment of what's happening nowadays in Holland. There's definitely something going on that's bigger than individuals, you know.
It's a city, it's not an event. Ibiza is an event, it's a pantomime, it's a cabaret, it's an event. Whereas Amsterdam is a city and it has a culture, and the culture keeps going forward, keeps changing.
Well, you could call them kids. It's really young people who are really into the weirdest kind of music imaginable. And I think that's something you're only encountering in Amsterdam at the moment.
Holland, Germany, and England are the juggernauts of dance music. And Amsterdam is kind of the king of the castle. So they have an incredible nightlife. And I think just that comparison of how Holland literally kind of owns the crown of dance music, it says everything.
Amsterdam club scene changed a lot over the years. I remember going to my first parties here 12 years ago, and back then, at least on my radar, there used to be like one good party going on every weekend. You would go there, you would know everyone there. That already changed after a few years with a lot of new venues popping up, doing really well. A club scene that once was a real underground scene has now become the main club scene here.
Amsterdam back in the 90s was supposed to be booming or something, but it really wasn't, you know. It was kind of narrow-minded in my opinion when it comes to like styles and different, you know, genres of music. You have to understand, Amsterdam is kind of like a harbor. A lot of information comes in, but there's no real culture. And it's only been since the last decade, I guess, to me, kind of like erupting as something special and something which owns up to its own. I think right now in Amsterdam, there's a much more broad acceptance of different kung fu styles, music styles.
I think one of the good things about Amsterdam is that they've always known and loved their techno, and now apparently, because I've been playing techno all the time, but apparently techno is de rigueur once again. It's in fashion, in vogue, but it never went out of vogue for me, and it never went out of vogue for a lot of promoters over here because they really, really supported it.
I think the main driving forces behind these changes that happen in Amsterdam, like I said, a very good heritage in clubbing. I think also the record stores, like for instance Rush Hour, played quite a great role because like high quality music was always very accessible to people who wanted to dig deeper.
I do have a long relationship with Rush Hour because I love this record store. It's one of the best record stores in the world. Also, my first releases, which I ever put out, were released with the label, which goes by the same name. Without them, nothing would have happened for my musical exposure. Bless you, Chris, and Antal, of course. But these guys changed my life. Sorry.
Well, Rush Hour it's very big. It's a record shop, it's a label, it's distribution, there's a mail order, they do events. And it's a group of friends, something that now is in the right place in the right time. I remember when I just moved to Amsterdam, Rush Hour wasn't very cool per se, you know. It was considered a bit dusty and a bunch of old guys into Theo Parrish records. But now, it's also because there's this kind of new scene, you know, in its apex. Like the whole Amsterdam kind of community is now, you know, at their prime, I think.
Yeah, back in the days when I started playing techno, there wasn't a really big support. You had a lot of things like the Roxy, and this was also, they would play techno, but they would wouldn't really stay within one style. I was just absorbing new stuff, and what I remember hearing stuff of Larry Heard and Derek May for the first time on a big system. The DJs that played it most back in the days was Eddie de Klerk, Joost van Bellen and Casey the Funkaholic. They really inspired me in this kind of music, which was, like I said, house music.
My early experiences from 25 years ago already, when Roxy was still here in Amsterdam. 12, 13 years ago in Amsterdam, basically there was not so much to do over here because the Roxy burned down after famous Club 11, which was opened near Central Station in Amsterdam. Yeah, more and more new initiatives came to Amsterdam, and now we are here, and it's great to see. There was always kind of friction between the city or the government and the dance scene, of course. But now we get a lot of support from the city of Amsterdam. I think they understood what a positive impact can be for a city to have a strong club culture in the city. It brings creative industry, it brings a tourist. Yeah, people want to go out, so you better make sure they have a good time.
Our biggest accomplishment was the introduction of 24-hour licenses for 10 bars and clubs in Amsterdam. For these nightclubs, it's really good for their profile. They won't be open 24/7, they're not going to be open all week, but when they want to be open later than 4 or 5 o'clock, they can, which really helps these clubs get a different profile and have bigger and longer nights, and with longer nights you can have more DJs, more income, better parties. It's possible in Holland to test your drugs anonymously, not front of house, not at a party, but during the daytime, during office hours. You get it tested. 50% of the time you have a straight answer because they know it's in the system, and the other 50% you have to wait a week. And also this is a moment, of course, when you're going to give a lot of information to people. If you know there's like glass fibers in it, if you know there's like cement in it, you will not be taking it. Harm reduction is our goal, giving information, making sure people are aware of what they are doing and aware of the risk they are taking.
I think the city authorities have been very, very, very supportive towards just the music scene and the club culture in general. I think you could say the local authorities, they're very strict, but they're very honest, and together we're really trying to embrace electronic music and see it as something the city really benefits from. That definitely wasn't the case 10 years ago.
My studio is on the top floor of the red light complex. All the floors below used to be the rooms filled with prostitutes. And this space was the pimp's office / gym, I guess. There's a mirrored wall and weird gym instructions and a hidden safe and a quite heavy steel door. So it has a interesting history. The area it's quite touristy, but it's also very Amsterdam. I mean, a lot of places in Amsterdam are getting gentrified, like the whole world or something. But this still has a very kind of old Amsterdam edge to it.
5 years ago, me and my partner Hugo, we had this plan of starting this radio station. And then at the same time, this neighborhood was changing a lot because the city, they wanted to reduce the amount of prostitution in this neighborhood. Well, a few years before that, they started buying property off of the owners that were exploiting it as prostitution windows and sort of renting that out to fashion designers, graphic designers, artists. So then we thought like, hey, let's try and get a space, because for us it was important that this station was visible from the street, you know, that it was an actual place you could go to and hang out and listen to music. The first 2 years or 2.5 years, it was just this radio station and this room. But then after we decided to sort of take over the whole building or rent the whole building and then fill it with friends of ours, you know, and now it's a building with a radio studio, there's recording studios. Well, you interviewed young Marco, he's up here, and there's 2 record stores. And now it's complete, you know, people come here to buy records, play on the radio, listen to music, meet each other.
Most of the people that are in this building aren't really, they're all kind of on the edge of society. They don't have like the most regular jobs and hours and stuff, so it's a good place to be in, and you know, it's quite inspiring. There's always weird stuff going on, and the other day I saw a grown man wearing diapers, handcuffed to a midget painted blue as a Smurf. I was kind of shocked that I wasn't very surprised to see that, you know, but you know, stuff like that is quite, makes the neighborhood, you know, quite vibrant.
All right, so welcome to the dungeon. This is the basement of the whole hotel. Here's the big mastering hub where we master all our shit. This is Jordash. Yoop yoop. Good?
Yes, all right.
The mastering done. When we got into this building, which is the Volkshotel, it was squatted. That was like 5 years ago. Some friends got together and we started a few studios. When the hotel moved in, they were like, okay, all this music or noise, you know, we kind of want to get rid of it in the main building, but we can offer you the basement. We all got together, like, and then I'm talking Kid Sublime, Juju and Jordash, Sand Proper, Maximil, Boris Werner, me, F-Day, Dopeness Galore, Homework, you know, Detroit Swindle, they're all located in the basement, which gives it quite a lively vibe. Really blessed and happy to have a hub and so many producers and musicians on one, you know, compact space. This is where Sam Proper has a studio. I don't think he's here now. He'll probably be on tour. Yeah, and this is Juju and Jordash, Detroit Swindle and Homework Studios. Yo, yo.
What up, what up?
What up, what up?
Trouw was a pretty big deal for me. I mean, it was the first club in Amsterdam where I felt I could really do what I wanted to do and play the records I wanted to play. And it's like a group of, I don't know, 2,000 kids that used to go there every weekend. They might have been, you know, 18 or 17 when they started going there. Now they're 25. You know, they grew up with really amazing music. And now Trouw is closed, but these kids are still there. And it changed the whole dynamic of the city very much.
I turned into like a little house pet. Someone who was always there, and the restaurant was amazing. The art stuff they did in the basement was out of sight. The programming was amazing. The whole connection between the personnel was legendary.
Trouw meant so much to me. It was the first club in Europe. Trouw and Fabric actually were the first 2 clubs to really take me in and raise me, you know, and like, you know, saw the potential of me as a young DJ and really give me a chance.
Actually, me and Seth Troxler, we kind of celebrated the last 48 hours together, or a bit more, whatever. But we went there and it got real emotional at a certain point, and we went back in the studio and wrote this song about Trouw and about the wet cell. This is like the third space in the club.
The last set was, I don't know, it wasn't how I would have left it, but that actually was what went on to inspire Tom and I to make the Nettle Cell track. It was like our longing for this place that was a womb for us.
We both loved this room so much, so we wrote like this song for it in the last 48 hours, and then we went back to celebrate. The way it ended was just perfect, and I don't feel sad at all that it's gone. It just went down all perfect for me.
every decade you kind of hear these stories of some great clubs that closed and how you know, you were too young to go and you missed that time. And I feel like Trouw was that club of our generation, and one day we'll be old and kind of like, oh, whatever, but like Trouw. I remember the closing, we were wearing drag, honey, come on, this is nothing. You know, like kind of jokes like that.
This club was definitely one of the best clubs we've had here in Amsterdam. And it also motivated other clubs to change their attitude and style. And I'm very sad that it's over. But then again, sometimes if you want to finish a book, you have to like start a new chapter instead of reading the same chapter over and over again. This is life. We have to move on, right? Right.
ADE is world's leading platform for electronic music. So we bring a lot of people from all over the world to come over here. People from record labels, publishers, managers, agents, artists are coming together and try to find each other to set up their business for the next year. During the night we have a massive festival. We have about 120 locations every night, and it goes from the big parties in football stadiums till the small venues, of course. To be honest, I couldn't imagine it would be as big as it is now. But from the beginning I was really keen to make it more global and international. Yeah, I think we are definitely leading as a platform now worldwide.
For me, ADE is really all about this song by Arthur Russell. There's this vocal line, I want to see all my friends at once, I want to go bang. And that's like, for me, it's perfect. I travel around the world all year, and now finally, all my friends from all over the world, they come visit my city, and you just, yeah, are around the corner, ready to have a cup of tea or a beer. The fact that all my friends are here in that week is a blessing.
I feel like ADE has really kicked off in the past maybe 6-7 years. Now it's kind of the flagship event of our culture, like as far as spreading ideas goes. Its evolution has also tied into the evolution of dance music going from a niche underground community and scene to a proper global but multi-billion-dollar business. ADE is really, I think, the incubator for a lot of deals that are taking us to that next level, and it's cool.
Dekmantel Festival takes place at Amsterdamse Bos, which translates as the Amsterdam Woods. It is the biggest forest in the area of Amsterdam. It's 8 years ago now that we did the first Dekmantel party. Our parties gradually grew into bigger ones. I think we've taken over 7 to 8 different venues, and we all slowly increased in capacity. And then after 5 years, we kicked off with what we always wished we could do. That was the Dekmantel Festival, the first edition, because in some way it was so much more fun to do a festival, because you have multiple days, multiple stages, you can invite everyone you've ever dreamed of inviting. And it was a big success, and now we're here 3 years later.
These guys they're now doing one of the fucking best festivals in Europe, in my opinion. They turned that little organization into an institution. They're very dear to me, and yeah, new school heroes. They're very important for the Dutch scene. They come come with the right sound, the right music, the right artists. They showed the rest of the festival culture that it's actually way more interesting to keep it intimate. The popularity of Dekmantel changed not only the Dutch scene, but the European scene, because people appreciate good music.
Some magazines are comparing us to really established festivals, and for us it's a bit strange, to tell you the truth, because we have the feeling we've just begun and there's still such a long way to go to make it the perfect festival, so to speak. But the first festival, it sold out in, I believe, 2 or 3 hours. And then over the next 3 years, people from abroad slowly caught on as well. And these days, it's a mixture of all sorts of nationalities and crowds, which makes for a very special experience. Yeah, we're very comfortable with where we're at right now with the festival.
I notice a lot of people are moving here right now, which is quite special, you know? Maybe people that would have moved to Berlin 5 years ago, or I don't know, 10 years ago. The scene is getting a lot broader here. It's getting less local and a bit more international. The future of Amsterdam looks pretty cool to me. I mean, there's a lot of very healthy amount of people coming up right now. And you know, if I look at the clubs and stuff, there's like a lot of new places opening, which are pretty special. For me, it's the best place to be at the moment. I travel a fair bit, and I haven't found another place I'd rather live than here.
I definitely have a very positive view on the future, because there's a lot of talent, but also all these kids got kids around them. So I think it might be finally the time Amsterdam really can pop up as his own musical identity, and you already see all these strong characters now being in place there. The only thing that we just have to do is keep on doing what we do and do what we love.